Alright guys, so I don't think I've ever done kind of like a how to play arena one-on-one in a way. So I guess we can kind of take the opportunity to kind of get that done because we don't really have a lot of things going on right now. So I guess we can, kind of get started, right? So in terms of where I'm at, I am in the elite tier. So my ranking is obviously not the best because I think first day I did pretty poorly. I think I lost twice, so that was like I was already at rank 100 something already. But essentially, let's talk about the foundation of setting up your squad because in terms of how you naturally would have done it if you have every character or if you have every unit possible, you probably want to mirror match whatever the enemy has. So if you have tight advantage over them, you obviously do win. But let's say you're working with what you have and then you're like, oh snap, like how do I actually beat them? So for me, I'm pretty lazy when it comes down to arena wise. I just want to get it done, and that's kind of it. I'm not really like the arena chaser. I don't really care being like the top 10 or whatever. I get my things done. I get my weekly arena reward, and that's it. But if you guys have like a box like mine, for example, you can obviously play around with like what you feel like is a good counter to them. So I have things like Sasabi, I have things like Kasi, for example. I even have Kasatria, S Gundam, and then Hakashiki. So those could be, pretty good options as well. So like I said, I don't know everyone boxes, so please work with what you guys have. But in terms of the fundamental of setting up your squad, there should always be a tank, one or two. So for me, I am going to be rocking, the former Gundam Thunderbolt. That's been a main staple for the time being until we have, somewhat of a decent tank. I feel like Hasid is not up there in a way. I don't deem Hasid to be a really tanky tank, if that kind of makes sense. To me, it feels kind of fragile for a tank. So or maybe I'm just not using it right, but I don't really use Kissy like that. And then we have the O. The O has been a pretty prominent one to be using, so we have that. And then for me, I have two tanks, and then the rest of them are kind of like the damage dealer. We have Zeta. And Zeta is, I think, is still one of the better options to use until you run into this guy out here. Where are we at? Unless you run into this guy, Zeta for me is always a main stable. So that's, I'm just telling you guys my work process as far as setting up. And then we have Quibbly. Quibbly is a pretty good AoE attacker, so you kind of want things in that nature that can do AoE attacks because right now the meta is for global wise is still on that you do AoE attacks, you should pretty much win. So you have this unit that can do AoE. We have Hakashiki that can do AoE, and then for those who have, let's say, GPO2 for example, you run that one, but you have to run it in a strategic manner because I'm going to show you guys if you ever run into a GPO2 enemy within this recording, I'm going to show you guys kind of how to take things down. And we have former Gundam or former Unicorn Gundam right here. So this one is kind of like my meat shield in a way because this one can semi-tank because we do have things that can reduce damage taken or just reduce damage in total. So we have this one that can work. So yeah, it's not that bad. And then this unit, when this unit does receive a lot of hits, it does gain by EXQ gauge a lot. So in theory, pop those EXQ, you do great damage, and then we work from there. And then lastly, I have been experimenting this perfect ability a lot because of the fact that we have a lot of annoying blue unit running around as of lately, or it has been. So this is definitely a good deterrent to them. So that's why I did pump this one in terms of good unit enhancement. So it's pretty neat. Some other option I feel like people probably run is S Gundam. I personally have retired S Gundam because I don't know, I'm not as reliant on it anymore in a way. So we have that. And yeah, I mean there's tons of different options you guys can use. This unit is pretty good. This one is probably one of the better one that people are running thus far. This one hits hard. All right, this one I don't know. It just hits like a truck. So if you guys do have this max out, it's pretty nice, right? And then we have what kind of other option? This one, you pair this one up with Hakashiki, Kubali, you get those AOE attack going on. Yeah, this one could be a very underrated arena using units for sure. But the next step, setting up your module. So I feel like for arena, it's not purely just based on doing damage. For example, I think having a good mix of just HP in general. So things I would put for there's two modules that I'll probably be using throughout my runs. Is probably the HP module and then the evasion module. So for Quibbly, for example, we are using double evasion because this unit is going to be the one that's needing to dodge, so we have to have that. Or you can run like a hybrid. You can run either one or the other. You run one on evasion and then one HP, so you have a little bit of a squeezing room for both of them. So in case you do get nuke, for example, you can probably tank. So that's probably my suggestion for you guys. I probably run like HP for one. I think for the O, I actually did do that because I feel like this unit is a little bit, again, not too strong HP wise, so we have that. And then the rest of things, this one strictly HP. Rest of the gangs are going to be strictly HP as well, so let's kind of do that. And then I'm just picking out things that also have sub HP as well, so we want to get the most out of things. Or do I think I'd probably use this one, just some extra damage, right? Supposedly Zeta is the one that's dashing out a lot of the damage, so I do at least want a little bit more in that. So there you go, Zeta is done right there. And then let me just quickly do the rest of things, and then we're gonna hop into our first arena match, and then we are gonna go over the setting up positioning wise. Alright, so now that we're in, so let's kind of talk about the positioning. So we have the enemy setting up their squad totally to the left or to the right. It doesn't really matter. So normally you probably see people just kind of run it like this. For example, you put everything, directly in front of them. But this is probably shouldn't be the best possible way to kind of handle things. So what I think probably most people are doing, they just kind of put things off to the side. So what I mean by that, so our tank is going to be right here. So this is going to be our designated, meat tank right there. And then since we do have a lot of purple, so my Zeta is pretty vulnerable to, let's say we have Sisakui in the back. We even have Quibbly on the back as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to situate Zeta somewhere back here, so it's not going to be on that direct line of fire. Sisakui could still target Zeta because I think all the ranged weapon is for range, so it could be a vulnerable target. And then we are probably gonna put, let's see, I do want to take out their Hakashiki, so I'm gonna put perfectibility right here, and then we will put unicorn right here, and then we'll put our other tank down somewhere right here, right? We just kind of want to pull aggro on the other aspect of things, so I think that should be fine. And I feel like for unicorn, I think the former unicorn is probably gonna be feeding in a lot of EXQ for Zagutu, because Zagutu is probably going to be evading a lot throughout. So for our Quibbly is going to be right here. So hopefully we can dash in a lot of attacks onto their Gundam Thunderbolt, so we can charge up those EXQ gauge. So let's kind of get started. I think one time speed is probably good enough, and then let's just kind of see. So I'm still kind of experimenting this kind of like setting up stuff. So oh snap. Alright, at least we popped the EXQ before we die, so at least that's cool. But so far, things aren't obviously looking the best for us, for sure. I think we're just going to be coming down to the wires where can we still make it? Ooh, yeah, things aren't, yeah, I think we're done right here. So who do we have? Yes, Sisakui, right? Yes, Sisakui and Quibbly, that's a hard knockout right there. Ain't no way we're gonna win. No, I don't know. That's too much. I don't think we're gonna win this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just kind of hone in right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, guess what? You actually won that one. I mean, that's just pure luck because probably was not the best possible setup. I think Zeta, yeah, Zeta got taken out really early on. So normally Zeta is kind of like the one that's cleaning up the map, but no, we just end up dying really early. So let's kind of check out the battle report. Yeah, so Sisakui probably did a lot of damage on Zeta right out the bat. Is it? Did it? I'm trying to see what's going on right here. Or I can do this actually. I think Sisakui yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So I think what I should have done, I should have put Zeta directly behind Quibbly. So I knew Sisakui has that long range firing right there. So it was prone to getting hit. So well, let's kind of move into the next one then. Alright, so again, this is a pretty annoying squad to be dealing with actually. So let's kind of see. So they are pretty smart putting the O right there actually. I guess I can do this and then we can actually just go like that. Since they are putting their Hakashiki right there, I'm just gonna take advantage of that and then trying to take things out. But I am worried about Unicorn in the back getting that, not really a snipe on the O, because if Hakashiki can't land that on a vulnerable status, that is going to make the O not as, you know, tanky, meaning it's not gonna dodge. So we have that. I think, yeah, that's a really good play, because now that I can't really force my other unit to target somewhere like over here, right? So that's the problem. I guess we can still do this, and then we can do that, and then all right, I think we can do this, and then yeah, I think I'm just gonna make it like this now. That should be fine. I guess, right? And then I'm not gonna feed into, I'm not gonna play the over at the moment. I'm just gonna let it sit. So we are trying to do not trying to do as much to the O, so it does not gain its EX skill gauge back that fast. So I think probably later on I'll play, let's see, I'm just gonna play by it and see what's going on. So I think our biggest problem is definitely Zaku 1 and then their Quibbly. I think those are probably the more annoying unit to deal with. So I guess this time around we can just kind of focus on Hakashiki real quick, or just focus on Unicorn. If Unicorn can pop some EX skill for us right there, okay, that helped. That helped. Yep. Okay, yeah, the O was actually doing a lot of his. Oh no. Dude, Quibbly got it. Alright, Quibbly got up the EX skill for us. That's great. Oh no. Okay, Zeta. Okay, that worked out. That worked out right there. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that was I thought we were gonna die right there, but okay, that's cool. What's going on? So Zeta definitely took things away. I'm not even gonna look at Zeta. So for our Unicorn right here, I think we immediately target Hakashiki. So we did 42k and then another 42k. So yeah, right there and there. So we had to take him out because Hakashiki is actually annoying. It does not allow us to dodge, so that's like a must-have. And then after that, we target for our Unicorn. That's actually a good play right there. Okay, yep. And then Quibbly hit him. Okay, sure. And then how did Quibbly die? Let's kind of see. Oh wow, who hit? Let me kind of see. I'm assuming it's the big gun. Let me see. No, not really. I think Big Gun was just kind of scrambling. It was just pretty much hitting everyone, right? So I have no idea who took a Hakashiki or our Quibbly. So okay, sure. But with that said, let's move on to the next one then. Alright, so this one is definitely going to be a tough one to take down for sure. So how we are going to play with this one, I think I'm going to have it situated like this. So whenever you guys do see a Zip Titanium right there, don't be afraid to put the O in the front like that. I think the O should be able to do some good works right there. And then up next, we're going to put our Quibbly right there, and then our Zeta right there, and then Unicorn right there, and then I'm just gonna put my other Unicorn right there. So that should be fine. All right. I think Quibbly is just gonna be targeting the Zeta right there, or sorry, Gundam the number right there. So all right, let's just kind of see. I think this time around, let's kind of focus on Zeta. Let's see. Oh boy, I don't know. This does seems pretty tough. So the enemy is pretty smart with how they are playing with their GPO2. So if GPO2 does get up like a late EX there, it should be happening like literally any second right now. No, it didn't. Yeah, we got him. We got him. That's good. That's literally what we wanted to see. So in that situation, normally it's not another blue element unit. So in that case, Unicorn, like the perfect ability, would have got that snipe on the GPO2. So ending is his career right there and then, because like GPO2 gets really nasty late game because it can just pop like a big ol' nuclear bomb on us and we would have died. Like check that out. Like GPO2 didn't do anything. Okay, let's see. So Titania dodge right there. So we pop some few EXQ. No, we didn't. We have not popped EXQ yet. So it looks like it's a combination of the O. I think the O was doing some works on Titania already. So I think Unicorn just came up and just cleaned things up. So our EXQ actually launched to who? I'm pretty sure it's Titania, but not on GPO2. But after that, it was going ham. Like, oh my gosh, those damage. It's tanky, but it's okay enough. All right, like I think we took down majority of the damage, and then one of them probably cleaned things up. I would have to assume, probably Quibbly or one of the other. Somebody did. Yeah, that's pretty nice right there. So yeah, Zeta again, and then Unicorn actually did a lot in this one. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so for this one, I have already preset this one, so I think this should be fine. So we have full armor right there, so we can kind of just take some hits. And then we have TB right there. The O just going to be pulling some aggro, hopefully. Not really, but we have that right there. And then we have Unicorn, or not Unicorn, Zeta right there. So this time around, we're going to play it smart. We're not going to play into the line of fire for Sister Queen, right? And then we have this one right there. And then yeah, all right, this time this is gonna be like literally right on GPO2. So let's just kind of see. I don't know. I do feel a little bit intimidated with this squad specifically, so I can't really tell you guys the outcome at all right now. So we're just gonna let it play. Oh, I think probably GPO2 popped the EX skill. No, we lost this one. I think Quibbly, yeah, Quibbly and GPO2. Yeah, that was nastier there. All right, so let's see what's going on real quick. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, They have like 3 AOE nukers. Yeah, that's not even funny actually. Yeah, I don't know if I should have put Unicorn right there. I feel like I was feeding in a lot of EXQ to some units for sure. So that's, yeah, look at that. I think one of them actually hit GPO2 right there. Yeah, that was not good actually. So hence that's why GPO2 pop EXQ that fast. Let me see how fast it was. Let me see. Oh wow, it's only EX skill level 1. Oh wow, even that it did a lot of damage. Whew. 46k per, like on average. Yeah, there's no way we can survive that. But yeah, that's how it is. Alright, so let's kind of see how we want to do this. So I think we can just do this time around, and then you know what, let's have it like this. Yeah, let's, how about that? And then okay, Unicorn can actually reach from that far. And then Zeta right there. Yep, perfect. Yeah, this one, it seems like it's no big deal, but I feel like this one is probably, I want to say this one is maybe another L. Let's just kind of see if we can pop some EXQ early. Oh brother, oh Quibbly, no. Okay, ooh, yeah, I was about to say, like, if we die right there, that'll be unfortunate. About we popped that. That's nice. That's nice right there. Ooh, I was gonna say. So yeah, full armor Gundam, definitely is a trooper, definitely able to tank a lot. So we just need someone at the beginning to just kind of disrupt them, right? we need our guys in the back to start doing something before, and then in the event where Gundam Thunderbolt does die, it does not matter at that point in time because we have dealt enough damage to the enemy line already, where we should be good, right? So for this one, wow, look at that perfect ability actually land on top. So let's kind of see. So immediately, wow, immediately popped the EX skill within the first 5 seconds, and then we dealt probably a lot, and then okay, wow. So their Hakashiki was quite tanky. Yeah, it was tanky. Holy. Okay. All right. Sure. And then for Quibbly, took a lot of hit early on, but I think we were able to pop EX skill right there. So we did 25k on average to them. Okay, that's pretty neat. Sure. But I mean, yeah, that's generally how it is to play arena. It's just a matter of those three principle. Whatever you have, you gotta run some tanks. So I think full armor Gundam Thunderbolt to this day is still one of a decent option. So you guys will see that most people are running not the designated pilot that comes with it, because the one I'm using, I believe that one is for let me just go back to the page real quick. So I'm running this one. This one is Danton right there. He's really good because of the fact that he can stack damage or the resistance, and resistance it is quite important. So for this one in total, we can stack up to 70%. So this one is really strong. The other option I see people run a lot is actually this free-to-play pilot. It acts the same, and I believe it's where's yeah, he's somewhere. Oh, this guy right here. So this guy actually does the same as Danton, but this one only stacks 20% less. So if you guys do want a relatively tankier pilot, you will run this one rather than the designated pilot. Who was he? Was it Low? Yeah, Low flaming right there. Yeah, this one is not necessarily something that's ideal because this one has nothing defensive. We don't need range sense in here. We don't care about that. That unit specifically is not meant to do damage in this specific setup. So this one would have been a really bad option. So it's either you run Danton right here or you run this free to play, which I probably would be inclined to run this one because this one is a free to play. You farm this one for free, which means you are able to get multiple copies that allows you to raise the resistance higher. So that's probably the only thing I'll say about that. So this one is not the best resistance wise. It's a little bit less because of P0 for this pilot right there. But I mean, other than that, that's generally it. So hopefully you guys are able to just kind of play around with your setup and then see how things goes. But with that said, I'll be catching you guys on the next one.